Hello, everyone, and welcome to another RB Leipzig watch along from the RBL Talk podcast. I'm your host, Justin Crozer, and very shortly we'll be getting underway with all tonight's action. Please get involved with the show. All you need to do is on whatever platform you are watching this, post a comment and you can react in real time. I will be posting the live score throughout as well, and I'll be reacting to the game live. Now, there is a disclaimer down the bottom in the show notes. I am unable to actually stream the game itself, but that is due to licensing agreements. So please watch the show and watch the game in your country where they have the telecast. So without that further ado, let's get started in today's show. I'd like to welcome every single viewer today. RB Leipzig are looking well. We are unfortunately without David Raum, and we are also without Xavier Schlager, who has undergone successful knee surgery on his ACL. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Everything should be going well on my end. We had a little bit of an issue with the podcast stream again on Facebook for some reason, but that has now been rectified as of this live recording. Players are just starting to come out now. Apologise for the little bit of the late start for today as well. Welcome to all new viewers. Make sure that you comment along with the live stream and get involved with the show. Just currently having both captains now to the coin toss. This is the last RBL Talk live stream and RB home game as well against SV Werder Bremen. We've just got a couple more minutes until we get underway with live action, so make sure that you grab your coffees or your Red Bulls if that's what you're into, and settle in for a nice afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world, and get started for some brilliant football action. As always, I will be saying the exact time that I'm watching, so that way you can see that my reactions line up to what you're watching. If you are watching through cable TV, no matter where you are in the world, you might be slightly ahead. As with me here in Australia, I have to do a live stream, and kickoff is just been underway now. 3 seconds in, which isn't too bad judging by how things are going. So let's just get that up and going. So Benny Henriks has the ball on looks like he's on the right-hand side. So no changes there. Orban's at centre half back, or centre back, I should say. Just passing the ball to the left-hand side now, which looks like Mohamed Simakan has been starting up there. Klosterman finally gets a start, same as Yusuf Carson, which is great to see. I've been pretty hard on Marco Rosa throughout the season, having these lads start after coming back from injury as well. Christoph Baumgartner looks to be starting in the position that Xavi Simmons would normally be in. Looks like he was fouled. Not a whole lot. And no, it wasn't Baumgartner that was fouled. It was the Bremen player, who doesn't seem very happy about it. If you would like to get involved with the live telecast, make sure that you drop a comment down wherever you are watching this, whether that is on Twitter or X, over on YouTube, or on Facebook. And if you want to get involved with the podcast itself, there's a podcast weekly episode of the RBL Talk podcast. You can find it on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. Good to see that. It looks like that we've lined up as a bit of a 3-4-3 today, which is slightly different from our usual 4-2-2, playing a little bit narrow. The fullbacks giving us the width. If you are watching this live, let me know where you're watching this from. Is there anyone watching from the Southern Hemisphere this afternoon or this evening? I would like to know where you are watching from. Haidara has the ball. He passes to Powson. Powson's first shot after coming back from injury is a bit of a weak one. Danny Olmo seems to be on the bench. Danny Olmo missing training, so he will not be taking any part of the action today, which is a little bit of a disappointment from a Leipzig perspective. I do think that we'll only be going to win this game 2-1, if that's the case, as without the creativity of Danny Olmo or Xavi Simons, we're going to be finding it very hard. Bremen now have the counter-attack going. Leipzig players get back in abundance. There's a corner, and Dukic tries to go for the shot, and it goes straight into the Leipzig defender. There's a corner there, and Peter Galacci will gobble those up all day long. Quick break here for Lewis Openda, who is unable to get to the ball, and that goes out for a throw-in. Lewis Openda currently has the ball now on the left-hand side, and that's gone back to Simikin, and we're just playing it around the back now. I think it would be a big focal point down the right-hand side today instead of the left-hand side with Benny Henrichs there, as Mohamed Simikin isn't a natural left back, so he'll struggle with crosses throughout the day, where Benny Henrichs will be able to cross the ball quite comfortably. Excuse me. So, for those watching around the globe, I'd like to welcome everyone to the broadcast today. Numbers are quite good, actually, coming and going. Playing around with the ball a little bit in these first 5-10 minutes, just getting a feel for it. Be quite interesting to see how many minutes Yusuf Powson and Lucas Klosterman can have during that. They're only just coming back from injury now, and they will not be completely match fit, I would say. Simikin has the ball on the left-hand side, just throwing it in now. Pender's got some room in front. Benny Henrichs has the ball on the right-hand side. Just trying to get a feel for the game, I think, the lads. see Cyborg start as well. I personally would have started Cyborg as left back, but that's my own personal preference there. That would have left Mohamed Simakan to come on later, either as a substitute for Lucas Klosterman, who would most likely need a rest due to match fitness, and it would also be good to see. And Powson is fouled. Actually, no, he is not fouled. Allegedly, he's actually fouled the Bremen player here, by the looks of things, which is quite interesting. I don't think if you're going to give a foul to anyone, obviously I'm going to be biased here. That's to Yusuf Powson, but if that's the case, if you want to give it to Bremen, I'd say just play on. What's your score predictions for today's game? And drop them down below and let me know. Do you think it's going to be a Bremen win? Do you think it's going to be a Leipzig win? Excuse me. Welcome, Neural, and welcome, Bellum, and welcome, Philip, Peter. Welcome as well. A little bit uncomfortable at the moment. Both sitting here and looking at the current broadcasting of the televised game. Bremen passing the ball a little around, a little bit too easy, but they're going backwards as the Leipzig Gegenpressing is going well, or Gegenpressing. There's a long through ball pass there, and that is being doubled up by Peter Galacci. Going to be having a couple of surprises coming up this week. If you are a regular listener of the podcast, there is going to be a surprise with the show sometime this week. Remember, backers and supporters of the show get the podcast earlier and without any ads. Seems like a absolutely rocking atmosphere at the moment at the Red Bull Arena. Looks to be pretty good. If you are on X and you want to comment on how the game is playing, by all means, please just comment away on the post and I will respond to you in real time. If you're watching this telecast live on your mobile phone or on your devices, let me know whereabouts in the world you are watching from. I would like to know. All you have to do is comment on wherever you're watching this live stream, be that on YouTube, on X, formerly known as Twitter, which personally, who actually calls it X these days anyway? We've got a Pender with the ball. Howson's in the box. Baumgartner comes in for a support, but the Bremen defense stand tall and get that ball away. Now it's the ball is in dispute back into our final third, or attacking third, I should say. Currently playing with the ball now at the back with Lukeba and Willie Orban and just passing the ball in the central defensive areas, which has been a really good partnership, and hopefully Lukeba can still stay with us. If you actually look at the RBLTalk.com website, there has been some latest news on Lukeba, and there's a couple of clubs around the world that are looking for his services, along with a few other players as well. It's going to be a bit of a struggle to keep Lewis Apenda, Mohamed Simakan, who's just been fouled. Actually, I scratched that, and it looks like it's going to Bremen. And Benjamin Sesko and Lewis Apenda as well are going to be gobbled up. Hopefully not, but looks like they'll be taken from another club, maybe as early as next year. However, I do think that we will retain a lot of our core players for one more season to come. Thank you for liking. If you are watching this, make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. Please share it on the platform that you are watching on and comment where you are watching this live stream and get involved. The current time of the game is 13 minutes and 20 seconds have passed. By the looks of things, I'm only 13 seconds behind a live telecast, so that's always good to see. Benny Hendricks wins the ball perfectly on the right-hand side. Baumgartner streaming through the middle. Lewis Apender on the right. First time cross goes towards the Powston direction, but it goes out for, I believe, a goal kick. That's the most exciting play that has happened in the first 15 minutes of play. It wasn't a bad cross, actually, by Lewis Apender. What do you think the score will be in today's game? Drop the comments where you're watching this below and let us all know. Do you think Werder Bremen are able to get any goals in this game? Do you think they might be able to be an upset for RB Leipzig when it comes to the final home game of the season and not being victors? Hopefully, this is not an injury for Bremen, although it does look like that their players seem to be warming up a little bit. Just coming off the field of play now. Looks to be okay, having a bit of a jog. Looks like he might be going to be all right and be let in on the field of play once the official decides to let him back on. Good to see some regular listeners as well of the podcast tuning in, no matter where you are around the world. If you've never heard of the RBL Talk podcast, make sure you just have a look on your podcast platforms, or to make it easier, go to the RBL Talk website, click on the subscribe button, and click or tap on your podcast platform of choice. Excuse me. Only problem with doing these live streams solo is that there's no intermediate when it comes to having to clear your throat or anything like that. Commentary teams will be able to stop talking and be able to change. So, unfortunately, we don't get that luxury. We have the ball just around and past the halfway mark. Leipzig pressing well. They've gone as far back as just the start of their defensive third, our attacking third. If you're watching this on X or formerly known as Twitter, make sure that you do comment and I can reply back to you in real time. Unfortunately, I'm unable to respond to any live chats when it comes to on Twitter or X or whatever anyone wants to call it these days. And I can highlight that though, and I can give you a little bit of a shout out and speak to you directly through that way. Next season, I might be trying to see if I can get a special guest on these live watch alongs as well. If you'd be interested in that, make sure that you send an email to show@rbltalk.com. Looks like Galachi is absolutely off his line, but thankfully the Leipzig defenders clear that up. And it looks like Simikin is going to hold up the play here on the left-hand side, back to Peter Galachi. Only got two more games left for that elusive Lewis Openda hat-trick. Will today be the day? I'm not too sure. Would be nice to see it. Speaking of Openda, he's on the ball now in the centre of the park. He passes to Lekeba. Lekeba to Orban. Orban to Seiwold. Seiwold back to Openda. Back to Willie Orban. So it's quite interesting with our changes there in the central midfield, well, attacking midfielder positions. We've gone with two Austrian internationals to replace Xavi and Xavier Schlager. For those that are just joining in, Xavi is suspended for his two yellow cards last week against TSG Hoffenheim, and he will be available in the last game of the season for RBL against Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, Xavier Schlager actually injured his ACL knee, anterior cruciate ligament, against TSG Hoffenheim, and he's had successful surgery. However, he will take no part for Austria in the Euros, which is a big blow for the Austrian international team. Leipzig have the ball at the moment, unable to keep possession a little bit. Pender's down. Doesn't look like he's been fouled, but he is staying down for a long period of time. Just going to have a look and see if he's okay. He looks okay. He's up. He's just set up. I don't think there's anything in it. No, he's just trying to do a turn and go, and he's just fallen over. There's one criticism I do have of Lewis Openda. He's an absolutely fantastic forward, but striker, I should say. But he does stay and go to ground a little bit too easily, and I think that's the reason why that officials don't normally give him too many free kicks. I think if he took that out of his game, he'd win a lot more free kicks. Xavi's just sitting there on his phone, which is a little disappointing. He should be watching the game and instead of sitting there, whatever he's doing on that phone. Oh, look, and it might be a goal. No, what a save from Peter Galachi. First time touch. Bremen had a lovely through ball just right in front of him on a platter, but he couldn't get there, and Peter Galacci made a meal of it, but he got it in the end. First real piece of major action here, the Red Bull Arena. Total shots have been 1 for Bremen. It's taken us 21 minutes of play for that first shot. Bremen have even have more possession at 57%. I know a couple of people around the world that listen to this while they're at work and unable to watch the telecast. And if you're just listening to this and not watching the live stream, I still thank you for your presence. But the score is 0-0, and Bremen did just have an attack. However, they have been given offside. So the ball will come back to Die Rottenbullen, and hopefully we can spring for an attack. Where are you watching or listening from around the world? I'd like to know. All you have to do to get involved with this live stream is comment, and I will react to it in real time. You can ask a question, you can say absolutely whatever you like, as long as it's child friendly, of course. So if it is a little bit on the iffy side, it may only be answered, it may not be highlighted. We currently have the ball on the left-hand side. We've got Simikin streaming through. Hasn't gone for a cross today, which I'm not surprised about. Openda tries the cross, but it doesn't go anywhere, and it goes out for a goal kick. We'll have to see Benjamin Sesko later on today. How that can go is one of two ways. We can either take off Lewis Openda, and then we can just do a lot of crosses into the box, apologies, as we will have the height or tall timber to be able to do that. But I think the most likelihood case will be Yusuf Powson coming off, Pender playing the full 90 minutes or close to it, and Sesko coming in around that. Bremen have a chance. They currently have the ball in the box. Looks like Hendricks has got his work cut out. We managed to get them back just before their attacking third. I'd like to welcome all new viewers to the live stream. Let me know where you're from. Comment, like, and subscribe to get involved with the live stream. If you have never joined in a live stream, there is a link on the show notes for the rules. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just no doxing, no name calling, no anything that's going to upset the wider world community. Bremen currently have the ball in almost the middle of the park, just making it there now, just crossed over. A couple of lovely touches, and they're going down the right-hand side. They've got a cross. Dukic might have a shot. No, heavy touch, and Orban eats that up for breakfast. But he's almost lost in the ball. Wow. Wow. Orban almost lost possession in an absolute dangerous area that costed us a goal. But ends up just bobbling up for Peter Galacci to take a easy catch in the end. Welcome to all new viewers for the live stream of the RBL Talk podcast. This is a live stream watch along of RB Leipzig versus SV Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga match day 33. Currently have Leipzig in possession, going towards their attacking third. Leipzig are playing at home. For those of the neutrals that do not know, Benny Henrichs allegedly is fouled here. Didn't really look like he did much. He just did a twist and go, but the official here thinks otherwise, and he shows him the yellow card. So it's Benjamin Henrichs with a yellow card. That's his fourth yellow card of the season. That's quite disappointing there. I think he could have gotten away with not having that yellow card. Wasn't really no harm in it. He just stepped on his foot as he tried to do the twist and go. It's all accidental. But let me know your thoughts if you think that was a yellow card worthy offence. Just a break in play at the moment while the Bremen player receives some medical treatment. Looks like they will continue, however. And while I have this moment and break in play, it's been 28 minutes and 30 seconds of live gameplay, and RB Leipzig have not had a single shot on goal. They haven't even attempted a single shot. And on a lighter note, though, I would like to thank all the backers and supporters for supporting the podcast, and thank you for watching and joining in the broadcast of this RBL Talk live stream. For those that don't know, I am your host, Justin Crozer. Game back is now underway. Bremen have it in their defensive third. Excuse me. Leipzig does appear to win the ball back. However, another foul has given, this time from Yusuf Pausen. Doesn't look to be much in it at the moment. By the look of it, he just moves around him and just puts his hands on his chest. And the Bremen player decides to dance around. And a bit of acting there, a bit of polish to get that foul there. Just for those that are unaware, this will be the last RBL Talk podcast live stream for the season. They started doing these live streams a couple of months ago. It's been something I've wanted to do for quite some time, actually. And Cyborg has the ball. Beautiful first time touch to put the ball in front of him. However, the goalkeeper could see the damage and has gone out to help his defence. Got over 100 viewers in all places. I apologise. That's 300. Which is not a bad turnout. Welcome to all current and new. Bremen currently have the ball in their penalty area. was unable to get around Mohamed Simikin, and it's gone out for what looks to be a goal kick. Just running out of space there. Too many heavy touches. And it's gone out of play. Peter Galacci to kick the ball. Looks like he was going straight downfield, but instead passes it to the captain, Willie Orban. A couple of small little passes down, and we give up the play going past that centre square. Not playing too well today. The Diraton Bullen. We're doing a few things wrong. That final pass is a little bit on the poor side. I think that telling of having three top players missing in the squad really showing. For those of you that are just joined in or unaware, those three key players for Leipzig that are out is Danny Olmo. He missed the game with an illness at the last minute as he missed the training this week. We have Xavier Schlager, who ruptured his ACL, which is an anterior crucial ligament in the knee, against TSG Hoffenheim last match day, has had successful surgery. And we also have Xavi Simmons, who has been suspended for picking up two yellow cards in that last match day against TSG Hoffenheim. Bremen are looking quite attacking here. I think the way this is going, Bremen are going to be scoring first before Die Rottenbullen, but we will find out and see. Football is one of those games where one of the teams could be playing poor for a majority of it, and they could still score on the break. So Bremen do a cross into the box, and it just gets cleared up by the Leipzig defense. Another foul given, again from Yusuf Poulsen. Didn't really look like a whole lot in that one either. It was actually from Mohamed Simikin, not Yusuf Poulsen, on further inspection. Bremen will probably do a cross here towards the box, go straight into the box. Bremen have it just outside the box, around about 18 yards. And it's a header, and it is Bremen with a one-goal lead, which you could see coming from a mile away. And look, there was no way you could let any team be beating you, and that was absolutely terrible. We'll have a look here for offside, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Or he might be. No, that looks pretty good. Yep, an own goal of all things, as it looks like it's a header straight from Nicholas Seiwald into the top left corner. Well, what can we say about that? All falling apart for RB Leipzig. Need to start doing better. But there's been several times this season that we have gone down by conceding the first goal, and we have turned around and done a lot better. Might be just the kick in the pants, so to speak, that RBL are looking for. At the moment, haven't been too impressed with this display, so Let me know what you are thinking about that last goal. It was definitely coming, that's for sure. The noise has picked up a little bit. Leipzig players seem to be a little bit awoken from it. Personally, if we stopped conceding these easy goals to get us awake and alert for these games, we'd be doing a lot better. Ruven Schroeder, the director of football for RB Leipzig, doesn't look very impressed. But I believe that's the replication of emotion from all RB Leipzig supporters around the world. I, for one, included. Leipzig are pressing quite well, have the ball back, and they're attacking third. Have to pass it back though, with lack of room on the pitch. Just playing possession-based footy at the moment, just passing it around. Klosterman has it at right back to Simikin, who seems to be playing a little bit more of a left midfielder role instead of a traditional left back. What changes would you be making at halftime, if any? Do you think RB Leipzig were a little bit unfortunate to go behind, or do you think that the goal was warranted? What I'd like to see is a little bit more faster, quicker ball movement instead of just this passing around, very slow passing. We're not going to be passing through their zonal defense at the moment. We've tried that for the last 39 minutes. It's not going to happen. So this whole mentality here of just, you know, passing around them, just fiddling with it at the back, it's not going to do anything. A bit of urgency from Marco Rosa and his coaching staff at halftime is needed. Costello has the ball here at right back, just going straight through. Must have heard my calls, and there seems to be a card there. No, just a free kick for Leipzig. I mean, that looks to be a clear yellow card offence, but the officiating today seems to be a little bit one-sided, shall we say. So what can we do here? Don't have a lot of tall timber. We've got Powson and a couple of our defenders make up the height there. Uh, that was an absolutely terrible free kick by Styward. To be bluntly honest, that gave me a headache. Ah. During the halftime break, I'll be taking just a couple of moments just for refreshments to get things going, and I'll be taking any questions that you may have. Make sure that to get involved with this live stream, you like, comment, and subscribe. You can comment anywhere that you are watching this platform. Currently live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly and quickly known as Twitter. But let's be honest, I don't think anyone calls it X these days, except maybe the newest generations when they use social media. Bremen have the ball and they've gone in front, almost a 1v1 v Peter Galacci, but he got a little bit annoyed there, the Bremen attacker, and that it was Dukic, and he has decided to sky that straight over the bar. Welcome to Bellum again. Oh, they are losing. That is correct. Welcome to the show, Bellum. We are losing. It's a little bit. It's been a tough watch if you've just joined in, and yes, it has been all Bremen who still currently have the ball. Although Baumgartner has now won the ball back in the defensive third, and he's going for a break. Bremen stamped that in the bud and has completely made Leipzig change direction. Yes, so Bellum, we're not really doing a whole lot. We haven't even had it. We've had maybe 2 shots on target, roughly. That seems to be the second or third, maybe. We just haven't played well at all. We've been second to the football for most of the game, and Bremen doing it quite comfortably, actually. So there was a little bit of urgency when there was the own goal by Nicholas Seiwald to give Bremen the lead. However, that urgency has now gone away, and Bremen have weathered that small storm and now have the ball back in the just around in the midfield. We are missing 3 top players though. That is Xavier Simmons through suspension, Xavier Schlager through injury, and also Daniel Olmo with a slight illness as he missed training midweek. Bremen currently have the ball in their attacking third, right up against the line there, and a challenge has made it go out for a Bremen goal kick. So I think this might even be the first corner of the day. There's been a couple of free kicks, but uh, corners coming in now. And Leipzig managed to clear that away just only to about 20 yards. There will be 4 minutes of added play. For those of you that have just joined in, I will be taking a little bit of a Q&A during the halftime break as well, after I quickly go get a couple of refreshments, get myself settled in for the next 45 minutes of play. I'd like to thank you for watching so far around the world, no matter where you are watching from, on what devices you are watching from. Currently live streaming on YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, and over on the Facebook channel. And you can find the RBL Talk podcast on most social media websites. Almost a nice pass there for Yusuf Powson to run onto, but there's been a nice, I was going to say save, but it was more of a clearance from the Bremen defender. Don't like this slow ball movement at the moment. Leipzig are best when we are a counter-attacking team, and we're not going to be able to, pass the ball through them, like a Madrid or a Man City or, a Bayern even, or, or better yet, Leverkusen, who have done very well this season. Hats off to them for winning the Bundesliga. Great to see another team winning the Bundesliga instead of Bayern Munich for a change. Going back to the action at the moment, Benny Henriks has just had a heavy touch and it's gone out for a goal kick for SV Werder Bremen. Only about 2 more minutes left of injury time in the first half. Leipzig need to pull their finger out, so to speak, and just get the ball moving and play the Leipzig way. Leipzig currently have the ball, just doing this slow passing ball movement at the moment, which hasn't really been doing anything. Yes, that is correct, Ballum. Your comments and messages are sending now. So welcome back to the telecast if you've just had to retry. And we've got there was almost a goal here from Lewis Openda with a overhead bicycle kick of all things. That was a very beautiful long pass by Costello to Simikin. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know, and I will answer them through. And speaking of which, we have Bellum on the comments here. Would you take Zabi Simmons on loan again? Fabrizio tweeted about this briefly. No, I would not. I don't think he's going to be loaned out again. Some people that I know who are PSG uh, not players, apologies, supporters, have seen a couple of things, and they are reckoning he's either going to be sold off if he's not going to be forced to stay. So, uh, ca- no, I don't think I would reloan him out. Although we need to really get someone of his, if it's not his caliber, it's what he brings to the team, as that offers a new dynamic to the team this season. And can I demonstrate this bicycle overhead kick? Unfortunately, no, I can't, Bellum, as I don't have the space to do it. Um, so the best way I can do it is that the goals are going to be behind me, and so I'll have to go from a side point of view. The goals are going to be this way. The ball starts to drop down, and then you go like that to kick it towards the goal. If that's made any sense, hopefully it has. As you go backwards, sort of like to do it like a somersault, but you land on your back after kicking the ball behind you as the ball was coming down from the top. The match isn't on UK TV. Apologies, Ballum. Then you're more than welcome to join into the broadcast and talk along with me during this live stream. I'm currently live streaming my telecast here in Australia on beIN Sports. If you are unable to watch the game, you are more than welcome to just listen along or react to all comments on how I will commentate on the live game that I'm watching. However, it's best if you can watch the live streams where you are around the world and you can interact with me in real time. So, how these live streams work, for those that are unaware, is that you watch the telecast where you are around the world and with the rights who has them in your state, territory, or country. And you'll react with me on what you see and what I also see. I'm just going to take a quick few moments here while we have the halftime break. Please keep those comments going through. If you can like, subscribe, and share where you're watching this on whatever platforms that you have, and I will be right back. Sorry about that, everyone. Just had to make sure that we're all refreshed and ready to go for the second half. Please leave your comments on the what you've been seeing or what you've been listening on the platform of your choice. Like, subscribe, and also get involved with the podcast as well. You can go to rbltalk.com and you can find the place to listen to the show on a weekly basis on the podcast platform of your choosing. Should have a quick look at how the social media is going at the moment, and it doesn't seem to be going quite well for everybody, doesn't it? Everyone that is watching or listening around the world, let me know, do you think that if RB Leipzig can pull back this one goal deficit at half time and find out if they will be able to salvage a point or get all 3 points? Your comments are appreciated. I've really got the camera angle pretty good today, have I? For those of you that are just joining us now, RB Leipzig are down 1-0 against SV Werder Bremen at the halftime break. That was due to a Nicholas Seiwald own goal header, but they all count, don't they? If you would like to get involved with this live stream, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. You can comment on any platform that you are watching on, and I will interact with you in real time, whether that is Twitter or X or Facebook or YouTube, even. Thank you for your thoughts there, Leander3704. There's always got to be that one or a few people that want to come along and just say how much they don't like RB Leipzig. Isn't that right? But regardless, I thank you for you joining in on the broadcast today. For those of you that have just joined us, it is 1-0 for Werder Bremen against RB Leipzig in their last home game of the season, match day 33 of the Bundesliga, and that is due to a Nicholas Seiwald header. And if you're thinking that Nicholas Seiwald doesn't play for Bremen, no, he does not. He plays for RB Leipzig. He's one of the replacements today for three players, as we have Xavier Schlager out with an ACL injury. He's ruptured his anterior cruciate ligament, which is in the knee, has had successful surgery, but will miss the Euros with Austria. Xavi Simons got himself suspended against TSG Hoffenheim last week, and he's going to be out for today's game, as well as Danny Olmo, who was a little bit sick during midweek with an illness and missed some training. He's in attendance today at the game, and he should be available for selection next week. For those of you that are wondering, this will also be the last RBL Talk live stream for the season as well, as I was going to be doing the last game against Eintracht Frankfurt. However, unfortunately, with my day job, I'm unable to do that, and this was the last one I could fit in for the season. Currently going to be in the 1 hour and 8 minute mark of the live stream today. Current scores around the ground: Stuttgart beat Arnsberg 1-0. Leipzig losing against Bremen at the moment, 1-0. Heidenheim Freiburg is 1-1. Frankfurt Gladbach 1-1. And Cologne versus Union Berlin is 2-1 in favor of Union Berlin. There's a couple of games there that help out Bremen today if they're able to beat RB Leipzig. They might be able to get up and get that elusive European football spot. For those of you that are unaware or just don't know, that RB Leipzig have automatically qualified for the Champions League. It is mathematically impossible for them to drop any lower than fifth. They currently sit fourth in the live ladder. So next season in the Champions League, you will have Leverkusen, Stuttgart, Bayern, Leipzig, and Dortmund currently in that order. It may not be in that order specifically come the end of match day 34 next week. If you would like to get involved with this live stream, no matter where you're watching around the globe on what device you are watching on, all you need to do is comment where you are watching it, and I will interact with you in real time. I'll be looking for a couple of changes, at least at this 60th minute mark, although Marco Rosa has always been quite adamant at making changes a little bit late in games. It does look like Benjamin Sesko is going to be starting the second half, however, which is definitely the right move. If he's going to be coming on for anyone else, I think it needs to be Yusuf Pausen, only due to a couple of things, just mainly match fitness being the major one there. As for those that are unaware, Yusuf Pausen is just coming back from an injury, and also Lucas Klosterman, who's also currently on the field, is coming back from injury. Both will probably be substituted at some point in today's game, as they are going to be a little bit lacking in the fitness department. And it looks like that has been the case. Like I said, it is going to be Yusuf Poulsen that makes way for the Slovenian Benjamin Sesko. He's done quite well in the recent month and a bit. Alrighty, everyone, we're almost getting back going to the second half here at the Red Bull Arena. We have a couple of people commenting through on YouTube. Welcome to Rank X Shots. We have RBL bring it back, and they think they will win. I will say right now that if we play exactly how we did in that first half, no, we will not be winning, and it's going to be a. It's tough to say that. Obviously, I want to see my team do well, but we're not doing well at all, and we will be losing this game. However, do I think they will be bringing it back? They will be. The intent is there already with Yusuf Poulsen coming off at half time, and Benjamin Sesko, apologies, for starting this second half. And the game is underway here at the Red Bull Arena. That is 6 seconds in my telecast here. And I think I'm a little bit quicker than anywhere else. And last 4 rank X shots. Let's hope Bro needs them for a ACCA. What does that mean? I'm not too sure with that. Is that like a fantasy football or something like that, or if you've done something that is not child friendly, I might, or family friendly, I should say, I might not say it. If it means coming into some excess of something. Oh, there's almost a goal in the first 60 seconds of play. What a save there from Bremen's goalkeeper. Simikin headers it over to Baumgartner, and he has to make a massive save. It's about time that we see this, Leipzig. So Leipzig will have their first corner of the match. Looks like Cyward's taking it. Takes it short, crosses it over to the back post, and that's just terrible. What a wasted chance. That is absolutely terrible. Take him off of set pieces now. If I see Cyward on another set piece, I'm going to lose it. Welcome back, Ballum. Yeah, time to watch the athletic video on Red Bull Leipzig video. They did it this week on YouTube. No, I have not. I will give it a quick look at the end of this broadcast. I have received that link though, however, so I will definitely check it out. That is correct, Ballum. Werder Bremen do concede goals, as we know. I do think, however, if we don't get a goal in the next 20 minutes, it's going to be different. Cyward, don't, mate. Why is Cyward? Sorry about that, Bellum. I don't know why Cyward is on the set pieces. That is the third set piece that he's done, and it's been absolutely terrible. Marco Rosa, what are you doing? Lift your game, mate. What's going on? Still time for Leipzig to score two. That's correct, Bellum. There's still plenty of time in this match. Just move that down a little bit. There we go. Yes. Look. I know we don't have Danny Olmo for set pieces. I know we don't have Xavi Simmons for set pieces, but surely there would be someone better than Nicholas Seibold after what he's already shown. Like he's done a corner. For those of you that have missed the first half or only listening to this on an audio type platform, Nicholas Seibold had a chance for a cross into the box from a dead ball situation, completely missed it, went out for a goal kick. He's had two corners now that were pretty terrible as well. Played short, then went straight over to the back of the box, went out for a throw or a goal kick. And then we've just had the third up as well. So if he's going to be on set pieces, he's got to do better. Leipzig have the ball in the box at the moment. Simikin is playing as a striker there at the moment, which is quite interesting to say the least. Uh, that's a good. I like that, Bellum. That's a good one. So just got a question here from Bellum. Goes Ange Postecoglou, the Australian manager in North London, Tottenham. Did he ask you before taking Werner? Ange Postecoglou says, mate, very often. Yes, mate. No, mate. We didn't play well, mate. No, I think that's just Australian slang. So, for those of you that don't know or are just joining the podcast, or the broadcast, I should say, I am from Australia, of all places. And most people are quite surprised at that as it is. So yeah, we have a couple of words that we use in general, and mate is one of them. So no, he didn't ask me. It would have been nice though. I would have said, "Look, mate, you're getting some good quality." I was on a podcast or TV show for Tottenham. You can go check that out. That was on We Are Tottenham TV. And that is over on the RBL Talk website. If you go to the guest list or what I've been featured on, you'll find out from there. And you can click on the link and go watch that episode over there. Yeah, Ballum, it's just natural slang of us Aussies. We just say mate pretty often. So I probably don't even notice I'm saying it, to be blatantly honest. So currently 51 minutes and 14 seconds in. RB Leipzig have a throw in on the right hand side, taken by Benny Henriks, who has been booked as well with his fourth yellow card of the season. He won't be missing the last and final game against Eintracht Frankfurt. However, he will most likely be taken off at some point. Would be nice to see Christopher Lenz or someone like that take his place. Beautiful pass there. Sesko's got the ball. Cyborg goes down with a heavy touch. Penalty appeal. I don't see that as a penalty. So, no goal. James Weddon. Thank you, or Whedon. I apologize if I butchered your name the first time I said it. Welcome to the broadcast, James. And by the looks of it, no penalty given. Sesko gets the ball, passes it over to Sywald. Having a look at the replay here, I don't think. No, it's actually a clearance. Well done there from the Bremen defender. Had to get that absolutely right. Otherwise, that is always going to be a penalty day in, day out. My telecast just decided to have a little bit of a stutter of all things. But we're back in action and back in business. Stywald, unfortunately, is going to be taking the corner kick again. Hopefully, he's learned after his three blunders. See what he can do with it. Crosses into the centre. That's a lot better, although it was straight to the goalkeeper. Yes, Bellum. James wants a goal. We will wait. and we will be waiting a long time, it does seem, James. Nice to see a bit of banter and some chat between viewers in the comments. If you are watching this on YouTube, you're more than welcome to comment. If you are watching this on X or Facebook, still comment on the post and get involved that way. Everyone is welcome around the globe, no matter where you are watching this broadcast. I want to take this moment as well to thank all the backers and supporters of the show. These live streams and the podcast wouldn't be possible without the help of all the backers and supporters of this podcast. You can find a list of those down on the website at rbltalk.com/blog/Patreon. What do we got here? We've just got an offside call here from Benjamin Sesko, a little bit eager, which, yeah, you got to get those out. It's been 10 minutes, so that's okay. Will take you a few moments just to get into the thick of things and getting used to the flow of the game. Bremen fans look like they're in the numbers today, quite happy over there in their corner, down at the Red Bull Arena in Leipzig, which is not far from the plush Cotterware training facility. So, well, apologies, that was Simikin, number 2. You can't get those 2 mixed up. So on Simikin, just found the Agu over there of SV Werder Bremen. And there's going to be a free kick for SV Werder Bremen on the left-hand side of their wing, or their flank, I should say. Bit of time wasting here. Free kick goes to nowhere. It's still on the right-hand side, left-hand side for Leipzig, with Simikin having the ball. Simikin to Klosterman, Klosterman to Orban. Orban passes it over to Lekeba, who just moments ago did a beautiful long pass to find his countryman. And we've got an offside by looks of things. We do, and that was on Lewis Apenda. Let's have a look here. Bellum, we have a question. Could Red Bull ever have an A-League Australia team? Have you spoken to their head office about this, or no interest until 2026 at least? So look, for me, I'm not really a big fan of the A-League here, which is football or soccer, depending on where you are around the world. Here in Australia, it's called soccer. I still call it football due to my native heritage in Germany. But no, I mean, there is a chance. It will be quite interesting how that would go about, though. Their head office is, we don't really have a head office for the A-League. It's under the FFA, I believe, and their headquarters are in like the Philippines or something like that. And I was actually having a look at it at work the other night. We do have a Melbourne City team from the City Football Group. They actually have a lot of teams around the world these days, a lot more than Red Bull. But I wouldn't say no. I would certainly, I would even do both teams. Even if they did it in Adelaide, is where I am. They were talking about doing a second team. Where I'm from the South Australia, Adelaide being that capital city. There would be 2 teams then, as that's what they were looking for. So if they had like Red Bull Adelaide or something like that, then yeah, definitely I'd go down to the stadium and get involved, and then I'd be spinning up a second podcast if that's the case. But this one here will always be my the love that I do, basically. So I've always been a Leipzig supporter for so long as I can remember. The whole story of that YRB, for anyone that is unaware or anything like that, you can go down to the RBL Talk podcast website and go to rbltalk.com/blog/YRB. and you can read all about it, why there. But long story short, family are from Leipzig, and other family are from Kiel. So someone's even asked me if Leipzig didn't exist, would I support another team, and it would be Holstein Kiel. So I'm not just a glory hunter or anything like that. And Bellum says also the A League is very relaxed in how they play football, soccer, etc. Yes, that's pretty much the only reason why I don't watch the A League is that their football seems to be very one-dimensional. A lot of the tactics for a lot of the teams in the games are pretty much the same. But it's still good to have that third or fourth sport in Australia as well. Um, and Kiel could go to the Bundesliga next season. Low key, it actually looks like they might be already. I had a look a couple of weeks ago; they were top four or something like that. Don't quote me on that one though. Going back to today's game, we have 59 minutes and 30 seconds played at the Red Bull Arena in Leipzig. We have Benny Henriks currently with the ball, and he's passed it to Willie Orban to Haidara shoot, and he does, and straight into the arms of the Werder Bremen goalkeeper. Very good shot. I'm actually going to applaud that. That's absolutely fantastic. You want to make him have those shots. Excuse me. That is correct, Bellum. Summer in Germany and winter in Australia now. It's almost winter. Winter starts next month. Currently in autumn, if I remember correctly. Yep, summer, autumn. So yes, it's starting to get a little bit cold. It's not too cold, but when the Euros are on, it's going to be quite cold. Thankfully, down here in the southern areas, we don't normally get a whole lot of rain or a whole lot of cold. So it still gets cold, but not as much as the east coast or even in the west. And that's a goal. Sesko, first time touch. That was fantastic. I think Sesko has upped his value again. That's about 6 goals in the last 6 or 7 games or something like that. So we were like, yes, we were waited an hour for that. That's correct, James. We waited absolutely too long. And yes, Bellum, that is core, as they say. Need more goal to win this one for Leipzig. That's absolutely fantastic. Stomachkin just headers it straight into the path of Sesko, and that's fantastic. Absolutely belted that into the top left hand corner. What do you all think of the current games of play at the moment? It's 1-1. Do you think that is respectable on the quality of today's play? Do you think that Bremen should still be 1-0 up? Do you think Bremen should have scored? Or do you think Leipzig shouldn't have scored? You're most dangerous when you do score, and Bremen are trying to get a goal straight back. However, a little bit of a heavy touch there, and Peter Galacci goes there and gets rid of that ball. I like what you say there, Ballum. I like what you say there. That's a good one. No 90 plus 9 minute winner goal for Leipzig as Bayer Leverkusen do. Justin will be screaming and jumping around the room if this happens. Yeah, probably. um, I will say I did a post on my personal Twitter or X. So I don't normally use a lot of personal social media, but I did a post there. Forget Fergie time for those of people that are unknown. Fergie time was what they used to use for the great Manchester United in the Premier League. Well, back then, I think it was just called Football League or something like that. I can't remember. Before it was called the Barclays Premier League. And Fergie time was always known as getting goals in injury time, and Leverkusen have done so many this season. It's not even Fergie time anymore. I was calling it Zabi time for Zabi Alonso. Leipzig have just made some changes. If Elmas finally gets on the pitch, I said that he should be starting on the podcast this week, which he doesn't again, which is quite disappointing. Kevin Campbell also comes on as well. And there is a third one as well. So Baumgartner makes way. Nicholas Seibold makes way, which is a good decision. He was playing quite poor. And unsure on who the third one is at the moment, or it might have only just been the two changes. Good to see Kevin Campbell run out on the pitch. He's been a mainstay for us for quite some time. Klosterman tries it with a cross into the corner. Misses everyone. Goes to Benny Henriks on the right-hand side. Wins the ball. Passes back to Haidara. Shoot, Haidara! Almost tries to have a shoot. Absolute carnage at the moment there in the box. So for those of you that are unable to see, Elmas took a shot. There was a save from the Bremen goalkeeper. Then there was a follow-up for a tap-in. Excuse me. And there was a tap-in chance for Leipzig, who missed it, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Excuse me. Yes, Bellum, they are going unbeaten this whole season is something that will actually be a brilliant feat. I'm obviously not too fussed for an RB Leipzig supporter if they don't go unbeaten. It would be good to see Kaiserslautern beat them in the Pockle. Very unlikely. But look, if anyone's going to do it, it's definitely going to be Kaiserslautern, that's for sure, seeing that they've knocked off a few of Germany's biggest clubs this season. So if anyone's going to be able to do it, it will be them. Will it happen? Most likely not. And I don't see Bayer losing any of their last few games this season. Well, 66 minutes and 31 seconds have passed at the Red Bull Arena in Leipzig. Bremen are starting to get a bit of a wriggle on at the moment after going down. So going down from leading 1-0. That was around about 5 minutes ago now. Currently have the ball. Leipzig on the right-hand flank, dead center of the pitch. We have Simic Apenda trying to go through, and it's been taken out of play from Bremen, and it won't be Openda that will do the throw-in. He's given it back to Benny Henriks by the look of it, while there is a double substitution for Bremen. They're making two changes. There's a couple more comments here. Seems Marco Rose has been listening to the podcast. You did say make some changes early. That is correct. I did say by no later than the 60th minute mark, as he normally brings them on a lot later than that. It was good to see him make the change at half time for Powson and Sesko. Really did help us get that equalising goal. I don't know if he listens to the podcast though, but I mean, I would love to say that players and people listen to the podcast. As for those that don't know, I've had Lewis Openda actually reply back to the social media page on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, about his elusive hat trick. And that was quite good. I'll put that in the show notes of an episode and a link in there as well. Another question from Ballum. At least Bayern didn't win the Bundesliga this season. A new winner. Many thought next Bundesliga would have been Leipzig after BVB battle and mess up versus Mainz exactly a year ago now. Yeah, I've got a couple of mates who are Dortmund supporters, and I gave them a bit of stick, as it's commonly known. For those that don't know, it's based like I don't know, wouldn't say teasing, but just basically like you had one job to do, you lost. How did you bottle it? So and they were quite disappointed. And look, Leipzig will win a Bundesliga title someday. Obviously, I don't know when, but look, only still a new club and quite a young club at that. So I'd be quite happy if we win a Bundesliga title in my time, at least one. There's over 47,000 people at the Red Bull Arena in the last 20 minutes. Looks to be a full packed house. Down over at East Germany, with the current live table, Bremen are going down to 11th, equal 39 with Heidenheim and Arnsberg, and only down at 11th for goal difference. Leipzig will probably stay fourth by the looks of things, depending on how Borussia Dortmund go. Well, there's a couple of players falling over there, and Mohamed Simikin's rolling around on the floor, holding his ankle. Hopefully there's no major damage there. Referee has done the right thing and stopped play. I would like to see him play for the France international team. He's just been clipped there by the Bremen player. So there's nothing in it. Doesn't look like he's got any major structural damage or anything like that. So, I mean, you could argue that could be a card and a free kick or something, but no, I don't see much in it. I just think he accidentally got clipped there, and Simikin's just playing it on, as they do sometimes. These football players, they make a big thing out of something to get a free kick or somebody booked or something like that. So we got a little bit of a stoppage in play here, which is a little disappointing, as we were actually getting a little bit of a groove back, so to speak. We've got some more comments from Bellum here. While we wait for the game's play to come back. Recent wins have been good for Leipzig. They won the Super Cup this season, and aim would be to win a Bundesliga now for Red Bull. That would be pretty much correct, I would say. Wouldn't be much difference on that. The Super Cup title has been a successful season. Top four, and did you see Real Madrid scenes against Bayern? Intense match, to say the least. No, I didn't. One of my mates who I work with really gets into his football, and I think he's low-key a Madrid supporter, so he told me about it. I didn't watch it. I'm happy that Bayern aren't in the Champions League final. Anyone but Bayern is the way that I am, and that's just because I just don't like them, because they've been so dominant for so long, and what they've done for, well, I should say 1860 Munich as well, taking advantage of them, and how they take advantage of players and teams in the Bundesliga, absolutely gutting, other teams so they can't compete in the Bundesliga. So, and people seem to give RB Leipzig stick, but hey, what do I know? I'm a Leipzig supporter, as they say. So yeah, that answers that question. This was the first team they won German Super Cup in Harry Kane's debut. Yeah, that's correct. That was the first time that we won the Super Cup. Going back to your other question, though, I just missed out there where you said with Super Cup, as has been a successful season, the top four. Look, Ballum, it's the bare minimum. I wouldn't call it a successful season by any means. So, by a successful season, I would take it as what would have been ideal for me as a successful season would have been to retain the DFB Pokal, and that would have been winning it 3 times in a row, which no team has ever done, not even Bayern Munich. So we would have made some history there. And then obviously a top 4 finish. Anything after that would have been overachieving. So winning the Bundesliga or winning the Champions League, that would have been overachieving. But at the very least, I thought we could retain the DFB Pokal, even as well as Leverkusen are playing. I still think that if we aimed for top 4 and for the retention of the Pokal, we could have managed our players better throughout the season. Unfortunately, we ended up getting knocked out by Wolfsburg. So yeah, it was disappointing in that retrospect. So we got the bare minimum. We top 4 of the Bundesliga, and I would have liked to have gotten a little bit further into the in Champions League as well, instead of just in the round of 16 phase. But look, beggars can't be choosers. As long as we're in the Champions League, that's the best way. So that way we attract the best footballers around the world, as we can offer them Champions League football at the very least. Going back to today's game here, with 74 minutes and 42 seconds played, we have Bremen on the left-hand side going in attack, passing the ball through, and Kevin Campbell has gotten the ball at the centre penalty box, or penalty arc, I should say. Benny Henriks has the ball on the right-hand side now for Leipzig, passes it to Hoyer in the centre, to Lewis Openda, who's in range, shoots, and absolutely hits that on the side of the foot, and it's gone out for a goal kick. I think he should have possibly passed that one instead of being a little bit greedy, as they say, but strikers in general are normally pretty greedy or selfish, so to speak. They'll always go for goal when they have the chance. And look, you want that sort of behaviour sometimes as well. So there's no knock on Lewis Openda there. Although sometimes there is a better option, but he's not the only one that does it. All strikers do it around the world. We now have Bremen with the ball in the centre of the park, currently struggling to get it through. That's correct, Bellum. Still Cologne 1-2. Cologne will be going down. Uh, that's the only score update you can give me for now. That's okay, Bellum. I can easily do some score updates at the moment. Going around the grounds in the Bundesliga, 78 minutes played, Frankfurt 1 and Gladbach 1. 77 minutes played for Cologne and Union Berlin. That scoreline, as Bellum has said, is 2-1 in favour of Union Berlin. And we have Heidenheim Freiburg, 78 minutes played, scores level 1-1. And we have this game here, RB Leipzig, Werder Bremen, where Leipzig are on the attack. However, scores are still level 1-1. 2 changes that have been done. Klosterman's come off for El Chadal Shedebu, or Bishebu. I've probably butchered that. I'll have to practice that throughout the off season. 18-year-old French international, I believe. And we have another change as well, I believe. We'll push that through once I get that one. And RB Leipzig have a free kick in the centre of the pitch, going for Kevin Campbell, who passes it to Orban. Orban passes it back to Haidara. Haidara to Lekeba. Lekeba to Bishebu. And Bishebu has replaced Benjamin Henriks on the right-hand side there. So we'll see how he goes there. It's not a normal position for him, but I think he'll still relish it. Campbell goes forward, crosses the ball along the floor to Simikin. Simikin hits the Leipzig defender, and there is a clearance. Uh, yes, that is true, Bellum. Leipzig love their French players. Do you like French food? I'm not trolling. Do you eat a croissant? Oh, look, I've had croissants. I don't eat a lot of French food, but I'll eat French food if possible. And Campbell crosses it along the floor, or as we should say, along the carpet, and goes to Openda, who goes to shoot first time, but is caught offside. Another change here for RB Leipzig with Amadou Haidara coming off the pitch, who's played quite well today. It looks like Christopher Lenz. Bellum also says a bunch of French core here in players. Yeah, I have noticed that we've got a couple of pretty much just really three teams in Leipzig. We've got France, Austria, and Slovenia. We've got a couple of those as well. Excuse me. No, Bellum. I will highlight that, but that only because I find it a little bit funny. Um, do you expect one French player in the summer? Kylian to Leipzig. Here we go. It's Kylian is not going to be coming to RB Leipzig. He'll be going to Real Madrid if he's most likely going to be leaving, which he's leaving PSG. Um, Hey, look, I'd love to have him at Leipzig, but it's just not a league that he's interested in or anything like that. So, plus we wouldn't be able to pay his wages. Um, Not expecting anyone at the moment. However, I haven't looked into the off-season trade table or anything like that. So that's something I'll probably do in the next month or so, just as the Euros start to ramp up. There's a bit of a foul there from Christopher Lenz, who's just come onto the pitch. No, apologies. That is Ilif Elmas, who has been a little bit disappointing this season, to say the least. And that's no real disrespect to himself there. That's more so to do with how he's been managed at RB Leipzig. I really hope that we don't keep Xavi next season for an extended loan period. Most reports are saying that he's most likely going to be going to Barcelona, although it's going to be very hard for Barca to pay his fee. If he does move on a non-permanent deal, it will be going back to Leipzig. However, I do think PSG are either looking to either sell or build the team around him. But Elif Elmas, I'd really like to see him in that Xavi Simons role. So, because I think he'll excel and shine in that. So, because he's got the talent. There's no way he doesn't have the talent. But I just can't believe that we spent like what 25 million euro or something on a not even a squad rotation player. Like it's more like a Sportiac player at the moment this season. So he could have still torn the Serie A apart, for Napoli. So and yes, Bellum, it's most likely going. If we got a French player, I'm not too sure who yet. It probably would be the French league. I would say probably the top four teams or something. So obviously we've done some deals with PSG lately. We've done some deals with Lens and Monaco and a few others as well. Um, but yeah, look, the Uber Eats League, McDonald's League, whatever they call it. Yeah, I think it's still the Uber Eats League. I don't know. It's one of those weird leagues that it's not enticing for sponsorship around the world for me anyway. Back to today's game, we have Hendricks has the ball about 18 yards out. Kempel goes to pass it across everyone, and Orban and Sesko, a bit of a fumble there. And we have Bremen on the break, and that's quickly nipped in the bud by Costello. That might have even been Bishabu, actually, by the looks of things. and it actually was Bishabu. Leipzig have the ball attacking. We've got 7 minutes left, 7 minutes and 25 seconds and counting of regular time before we get into stoppage time of this. So the last game of the season for RB Leipzig at home. Yeah, 99-minute winner incoming. A late minute winner could happen. It could. I don't think it would take in the 99th minute, though. I think there's only going to be maybe 4 minutes of added time. But we'll see what happens in the next 6 minutes. Yeah, Bellum. At least 4 minutes, I would say. It's a very good throw in from Christopher Lenz into the box, but gobbled up by the Bremen goalkeeper. Just would like to say thank you for everyone who's joined in the telecast so far, and also thank you to all backers supporters of the show. This podcast and live streams wouldn't be possible without all the backers and supporters of this podcast. Currently have 84 minutes and 42 seconds played. Bremen just playing a little bit of keep away football from Leipzig in their defensive third at the moment. It's gone back to their goalkeeper now, who is passed to one of their centre backs. They're just making it way onto the right hand side and given the ball in a dangerous position with Campbell. Passes to Henriks. Excuse me. Olmos has a shot and it just curls it over the top crossbar there. And Elmas is kicking himself over that. But I do love to see that, Elmas. That's beautiful curl on the ball, just couldn't get it down. Got Henriks winning the ball back again in the central midfield, who's passed it to Willie Orban, passes it to Kevin Campbell. Willie Orban's gone on the right-hand side, which is interesting. A little bit of 1-2 touch football. Orban looking to do a cross into the box, which he can't do, but Campbell does. Elmas has the ball again. And he's had another shot, and it's gone out for a deflection, out for a corner. Elmas is adamant that it's touched someone's arm, being a Bremen. Yeah, it's touched his shoulder, but it's not going to be much. It's going to be a corner kick there. There's no way that should be given a penalty for that, as his arm was in a natural position and it was touched around the bicep and shoulder area. And VAR has checked, and it is a corner for RB Leipzig going into the final 3 minutes of regular time. Lenz crosses the ball. And Benny Henriks passes it to Christopher Lenz, who is out of position, and it goes out for a throw-in, a big let-off for Werder Bremen. Marco Rosa very adamant on the touchline, trying to rally his troops, getting them into the game. Looks like it's going to be closer to a 1-1 draw, depending on any drastic changes in this football match. We've got just over 2 minutes of regular time to play before some stoppage time. Bremen have the throw in, they have the ball back, and the ball is in dispute in the middle of the park. Won back by Leipzig by the captain himself, Willie Orban. Passes to Lekeba back to Orban to Henriks, back to Orban. and they've now moved it onto the left-hand side between Orban and Campbell. And Campbell tries a left foot curl shot, absolutely sprays it on the far left-hand side, right-hand side of the Bremen goalkeeper. Bremen will probably take their time with any stoppages that they're able to have due to the fact of this time is running out against Leipzig. Looking at the live ladder, we will still be in front of Dortmund, even if they do manage to win. We are on 64 points, Dortmund on 60, Bayern 69 points. But we have Bremen got the ball in the dangerous area, and there's almost a extra goal there from Bremen if it wasn't for a brilliant clearance from Captain Fantastic himself, Willi Orban. Corner kick for Werder Bremen. Some tough times here at the moment for Leipzig. They have to do one last counter-attack, and Bremen completely mess up that set-piece play, and it's a goal kick for RB Leipzig. Just about to tick into time on, and the bell there is. We're both wrong from that one. Both said 4 minutes, but there is 5 minutes on added play. Leipzig have the ball going in towards their attacking third, lose the ball in dispute. And it's now gone back with a clearance from Bremen, who recontrol the ball center of the park. Leipzig win the ball back in a dangerous area, and there is a through ball for Lewis Openda, but the touch is too heavy, and the Bremen goalkeeper picks that up quite well. They start their counter-attack quickly with a quick throw-in from the keeper. Going into the first minute of added time, we have 4 minutes of added time remaining. Bremen have a throw-in on the left-hand side. Another clearance from a Leipzig defender, which was Bishabu. And it is another throw-in for Werder Bremen. Bremen with a throw-in into the box. Clearance from Leipzig defender. Only as far as Bremen, who now have the ball back just past the center of the pitch. Leipzig are going to want to get a wriggle on if they're going to want to win this game. No foul there from Costello on the Bremen defender. I should say Bremen attacker. Nice of you to comment there, Scott Stewart. When it comes to your comments like that, mate, let's just say the feeling's mutual for you. We have a corner kick here for Werder Bremen, 92 minutes and 32 seconds passed into 5 minutes of added time. Cross comes in, middle of the post. Absolute massive save from Peter Galacci. Bremen had a brilliant chance there. There's another one coming. And now Leipzig get the counter-attack with Openda in front. Just has to wait back for players to come back, falls over his own 2 feet, and, well, there goes that attack. Leipzig on the defensive here in the center of the park. Bremen have the ball. 93 minutes and 30 seconds played in 5 minutes of injury time. That is a minute and 30 seconds left. Anyone that scores a goal will easily be the winner in this one. There's a little bit of hesitancy in the Leipzig defense. Bremen have the ball. They cross over, and one of the Bremen players fall over in the box. No foul. And it is a goal kick for Peter Galacci going into the final minute of added time. Leipzig have the ball streaming into attack. And there's a big cross here from Lenz. And look, I'm going to have a bit of a reply here to Scott Stewart on Facebook. Won't be highlighted due to some of the comments are not family friendly or is promoting things that aren't family friendly. So all I will say to you there is that, look, you got to have it to lose it, and you shouldn't be upset. You're talking with your wallet. You're not talking with your brain. That's all I'm going to say. And Bremen almost pinched that one from the brink of nothing. It was absolutely desperate defending from Leipzig. Peter Galacci manages to make a save, and that is full time, everyone. So that was Christopher Lenz managing to put in the late dive in, getting nothing but ball, and Peter Galacci gobbled that up. And that is full time at the Red Bull Arena. Well, Bremen are a little bit unlucky there. They played quite well. Couple of players there for Leipzig didn't play their greatest games. We'll keep this stream going for a few moments for the last of it, and we'll open up with a bit of Q&A. So if anyone wants to have any questions or anything like that, feel free to send them through before I end the stream. Just going to go through the list of around the ground. We have just going to go by round here. So we have 1-0 against FC Arnsberg and Stuttgart, and that was in favour of Stuttgart. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Eintracht Frankfurt ends in 1-1, the same as today's scoreline. And FC Cologne are up 3-2 against Union Berlin at an injury time at the moment. 96 minutes have played there. They're in their final minute of injury time. They may have been able to scrape through for a point and keep their season alive at the moment and keeping it away out of relegation. Like to thank everyone so far for who have joined in the broadcast. If you're only just joining in, it is 1-1. The spoils are shared today in Leipzig against RBL Leipzig, and Werder Bremen. Was a full jam-packed game full of ups and downs and surprises. There was a couple of tales of two halves, so to speak. We had just the one goal in each half, and it was a tale of the take for today. If you would like to, please comment, like, and subscribe for the podcast. It would be much appreciated. And let me know where you're joining in this live stream from. And let me know what you think of today's thoughts on today's game. Did you like the game? And did you expect Leipzig to win? Did you expect Bremen to win? Or did you think it was going to be a draw? Me personally, I predicted a 2-1 win for RB Leipzig. That was however, because I still felt that we had the best players and quality of players, I did feel that we were going to be lacking some creative spark. As today we did lose Xavi Simons through suspension, so he did not play. Xavier Schlager, central midfielder, also did not play due to rupturing his ACL, which is anterior crucial ligament, has had surgery and will be missing the Euros this year for Austria. And Danny Olmo was unable to have any creative brilliance and impact the game as he was out with a slight illness, and he should be back for matchday 34 against Eintracht Frankfurt. Going through some last comments, we have Ballum. How comes you never asked what my actual name is? I'll keep it for the last few minutes brief. You're more than welcome to tell me your proper name if you like, but we always just go by your names where you comment from or anything like that. So your contributions for the podcast episodes and live streams have always just been Balham or Balham Dude, if I remember correctly, was one of your accounts. I did tell everyone the stream. I did tell everyone the results, so thank you very much for that. And I do understand that you are watching from London, England, Ballum. So that is always great to see the podcast reach all throughout the world. And yes, that will be correct, Ballum. I will be over on that live stream as well on Monday morning. I'll probably be up at about 4 or 5 a.m. anyway for work. I'll just keep this open for the last few minutes before I close off the stream. I would like to take this moment to thank all the backers and supporters of the podcast. These live streams and the podcast itself would not be available, or I wouldn't be able to do it at all without all those people. I would like to thank every single viewer today and every single person listening during the live stream as well. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you come onto the show, whether you have contributed through the live chats or if you've just been listening or following along. And that is correct, Ballum. I won't display that though, just for privacy reasons. Thank you for letting me know about that though. And yes, it is the last watch along of the season. I will be doing live streams again next season as well. And the plan is to do them once every month as a bare minimum. For those that don't know, I do this podcast on a permanent part-time basis. So I do have a full-time job. I work around about 60 hours per week. So I'm unable to do every single game a live stream. Otherwise, I would. I'd be quite happy to watch every single game and do a live stream during it. However, it's just not physically possible because sometimes I am watching the games when I'm at work or something like that. But, you know, it is what it is. So unfortunately, I'm not able to do the live streams, every single one. Another last one for Ballum, Mainz, Cologne, and Berlin, all in a relegation fight for the last match of the season. Yeah, look, it's one of those things where every team is fighting for places, and there's really nothing that you can do about it. So, yep, Leipzig are definitely in the UCL at least. Thank you, Bellum, for that. Take care and see you next time. Anyone else wants to get involved in the podcast, would like to ask any questions or anything like that before I close off the stream? I will just leave this open for the last few moments and then I will sign off with you all. I would like to take this moment to thank every single person that has gotten involved with the podcast today, whether that has been either through listening or viewing around the world, no matter where you are on what platform you have watched on, or from interacting with the podcast live. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you with me this evening or this afternoon, or no matter where you are around the world. So until next time, I've been Justin Crozer. Bye bye for now.